tonight. Now, the country's foreign policy thrust of engagement and re-engagement continues to yield positive results, with like-minded nations like Russia expressing optimism of a shared prosperous future. Olin Ndori has our first report.
Under the Second Republic, Zimbabwe's foreign doctrine is one anchored on 6 key pillars that include the Zimbabwe's open for business mantra, Chimurenga Chepfungwa, a friend to all and enemy to none, among others, is one that has managed to drive the country's socio-economic and political journey. Within these engagements globally, one with the Russian Federation is one that has stood the test of time through the days of the liberation struggle to current engagements within the economic landscape. Last year, President Emmerson Mnangagwa visited Russia, where he joined his counterpart, President Vladimir Putin, in celebrating 80 years since the end of the Great War. He said these engagements are critical in pushing engagements that drive the people's sustainable livelihoods as well as the country's economic growth.
Zimbabwe further honors and salutes the immense sacrifices borne by the Russian Federation and its peoples in pursuit of freedom and world peace, which we all now enjoy. We value the opportunity to once again hold discussions to deepen and strengthen our existing bilateral cooperation. Following our last meeting in St. Petersburg in June 2024.
With 2026 marking 45 years since the start of diplomatic engagements between Harare and Moscow, Russia's top diplomat in Harare, His Excellency Nikolai Krasnikov, says as the two countries continue to journey forward, engagements in areas of health, education and mining continue to be critical.
I'd like to emphasize that the development of the bilateral cooperation has been accelerated significantly starting 2017 with the coming of the Second Republic, mostly due to the great mutual understanding between President Putin and President Mnangagwa. One of the key factors of such a process is the directive proclaimed by President Mnangagwa that Zimbabwe is open for business and is ready to engage and re-engage with all nations interested in doing the same. So it's not just a political slogan, it's an impulse that makes people and companies move faster.
Your Excellency, you speak of Zimbabwe is open for business. How have Russian companies fared in operating in the country in the business environment? How many are they that are currently in Zimbabwe?
On land we have Alrosa, the major diamond producer in the world. They've been operating here through the joint venture for about 7 years. They focus their attention on exploration. One of the key priorities in the framework of our bilateral relations is healthcare and cooperation in the field of medicine. Last year we concluded government-to-government agreement in this field, and we're very much proud that Russia is a major partner of Zimbabwe in establishing the National Air Ambulance Service, the first of its kind in Africa.
A relationship born from the liberation struggle, Zimbabwe and Russia have continued to work together in areas spanning education, mining, information communication technology, as well as the health sector, in a way that is able to drive the economic agenda of these countries. Olin Ndori, ZBC News, Harare.
The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, RBZ, has accumulated more than $1 billion in foreign currency and gold reserves, setting sustainable conditions a precedent to the attainment of a monocurrency. That report from Owen Mandova.
According to market watchers and analysts, there's a huge demand for the local ZiG currency in the foreign exchange market as the wider use and circulation of ZiG continues, especially from corporates who are looking at settling some of their statutory fees and taxes in the local currency. Since the introduction of ZiG in April 2024, the currency has enjoyed one of the longest runs of stability, culminating into a low inflation environment of just 4.1% in January this year, which is the biggest feat and the lowest single-digit figure since 1997. This does not compare with the 95.1% year-on-year inflation, which was there only in June of the year 2025. One of the strong fundamentals which has been said by the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe is the gradual accumulation of foreign currency and gold reserves, which has provided sufficient cover to back the local ZiG currency. At the inception of the ZiG currency in April 2024, gold reserves were just above $200 million. And according to statistics provided by the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, they are now hovering around $1 billion US, which is a strong precedent to the attainment of a monocurrency as enshrined in the National Development Strategy 2 to deepen the country's financial system. The strong gold prices, which are obtaining at the moment of more than $5,000 US, are going to give a strong impetus to producers of the yellow metal, which is also set to increase the accumulation of gold reserves by the central bank towards the creation of a suitable import cover of between 3 to 6 months, which is also important to come up with a monocurrency. These are some of the milestones that have been attained by the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe of a tight monetary policy stance, which is also seeing the country producing enough foreign currency to sustain the ZiG. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
Now, the landscape of the eastern border city of Mutare is set for transformation as construction work of Christmas Pass bypass and interchange project is gathering momentum.
The road infrastructure project, which is being implemented under a joint venture between government and Lindgate Private Limited, is meant to solve decades of traffic congestion and safety concerns on the steep winding slopes of the iconic Christmas Pass. The centerpiece of the project is a 31.2-kilometer bypass and designed specifically to divert heavy haulage trucks away from the treacherous curves of the existing pass.
The total length is about 32 kilometers, and we start from 2025 August. Yeah, we will start from August. So up to now, we already finished 25%. We want to complete all the works the end of this year.
We are planning to complete it in by end of this year, November or December latest. And we are doing 32.5 kilometers of road with about 25% already done.
To ensure seamless traffic, the project includes construction of 2 modern interchanges.
Vanhu and Mutare in particular takanyava nekushungurudzwa zvakanyanya tichiri kutoshungurudzwa neChristmas Pass road, where we are having my accidents akawanda with my trucks losing my brakes and going into people's houses and jurors. Taudza president vedu dambudziko ratinaro iri. Immediately we have had this project coming in.
Government is prioritizing road infrastructure development projects as part of the modernization drive.
In terms of infrastructure activities taking place in terms of the 100-day cycle projects, we also tour the Mutare bypass road and also the Forbes border post, which is part of an integrated uniformity plan as we finalized the Beitbridge border post, and now focus is both on Chirundu border post in Mashonaland West and also the Forbes border post. This is part of the modernization thrust that the Second Republic has managed to achieve.
As of this Friday, the project has moved past the initial bush clearing phase, with construction crews and heavy machinery now visible along the route, focusing on earthworks and foundational structures. Gaima Tambo, ZBC News, Mutare.
Zimbabwe's sovereign wealth manager Mutapa Investment Fund has outlined its 2026 agenda, focusing on recapitalization of firms under its control to preserve the value of national assets and improve livelihoods.
Zimbabwe's sovereign wealth fund, the Mutapa Investment Fund, has emerged or started as a game changer for government enterprises and the economy at large. Modeled along the operational guidelines of regional and global financiers, the Mutapa Investment Fund seeks to raise capital for national assets development, facilitate growth and create jobs. We spoke to the Mutapa Investment Fund Chief Executive Officer, Dr. John Mangujika, on the sidelines of a public lecture here, where he reviewed the fund's agenda for 2026.
Our agenda for 2026 is very simple. It's to ensure that to consolidate all the work that we've started in 2025, which is basically to ensure that we finish the restructuring of the mining entities under the fund. We want to finish the restructuring which is taking place under ZESA, and of course we want to ensure that all the Kamanzana Mutapa, they've got strategies that are there to ensure that they contribute towards the benefit of the fund.
The country's sovereign wealth fund that boasts of over 60 state-owned enterprises with an asset value or base of more than 16 billion United States dollars is now focusing on attracting more capital by courting local and international investors.
The need for growth capital for some of the companies. Companies like Silo, they need growth capital. Companies like NRZ, they need growth capital. AIS needs growth capital. So yeah, we need to find resources which will be used by those entities so that they can increase their footprint in the market, and at the same time they increase their product, and then they deliver the service to the people of Zimbabwe.
Having released its full set of audited financial accounts or statements, the public is now expecting the Mutapa Investment Fund to walk the talk in preserving the value of the wealth of the country's national assets in line with Zimbabwe's aspirations of an upper middle income society by 2030. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
Multitudes of people who thronged Selukwe Primary School in Shurugwi on Thursday for the First Lady's engagement program were left armed with key life lessons on various topics, courtesy of teachings from fellow community members. Colette Musanyera reports.
A large crowd gathered at Selukwe Primary School in Shurugwi this Thursday for the First Lady's Community Engagement Program, where members shared valuable insights on important issues affecting families and communities. The community welcomed Mother Zimbabwe warmly, thanking her for her tireless efforts to empower communities through her teachings. Inspired by her guidance on social issues, the community requested the opportunity to share their own stories and experiences, highlighting the impact of Dr. Mnangagwa's teachings on their lives. Having benefited from her insights on social issues, the people respectfully asked Mother Zimbabwe to take a seat and allow them to teach one another from the lessons learned from Dr. Mnangagwa. The discussions covered topics such as domestic violence, marital infidelity, poor hygiene, and the importance of family units. The program drew multitudes of people all eager to learn and engage with fellow community members. Aimed at empowering communities through knowledge sharing and exchange, the gathering brought together people from all walks of life. During the program, the First Lady emphasized the crucial role mothers play in shaping family values and discipline, noting that their positive behavior has a ripple effect on children and fathers alike. She also expressed concern about the escalating issue of substance abuse, highlighting its devastating impact on families and communities and how it often leads to a host of other social problems. Furthermore, Mother Zimbabwe encouraged families to prioritize cleanliness, seek medical attention when necessary, and work together to address the growing issue of divorce, which can have severe consequences for children. Community members took it upon themselves to share experiences and insights on various issues affecting families and communities. The first topic on the agenda was promiscuity among married couples, a scourge that has plagued many households. An elderly man ignited laughter as he recalled how marital breakups were prevented in the past, while middle-aged men talked about some factors contributing to misunderstandings in marriages.
Sekuru wetu kana weva kudoro vaimba kana mba muna muni mbuya woti iwe chimukaibva varizowauya isu tichikura mai takasenza mugodhi hakuna mudzimai aimuka kana baba vari ku night shift kunochaira ruvazhe pazhena 5 uri kuchairira hani unomuka wowesa moto wesa mugomo wemvura wodzokera mumachira
tatawa vana baba vana mai vane nguva yavanotaura zvichemo zvavo isiriyo inova ndiyo inokonzeresa kana takuenda pakunovatapo inguva yekuti pasataugwa zvinokonzeresa.
A group of elderly women took turns to share their wisdom on the importance of fidelity and communication in marriage. They emphasized the need for couples to prioritize their relationships and build strong foundations of trust and respect.
Saka iwe wakagara uri ipapo chirikadzi, zvitaurire necheumoyo kuti ndapfidza, zvitaurire necheumoyo mako kuti handichaita chihure. Chihure hachina kufanira pamberi paMwari, chihure hachina kufanira kunyangwe pamubereka akakubereka. Mubereka akabereka pfambi, mufunge anonyara pakufamba, anonyara kunyangwe nepanenge ari kuti baba vehure. Iwewo baba, uyo mwana wechikoro uyo, uri kumumisireko mwana avaridza achienda kuchikoro?
Zvokupfeka izvi ngazvichinjiwe, makuvhu pashe, vamwe unoona vakadai zvidzwa pashe, chidzwa iprivate yomurume wako, kwete kungorega mwana achingopfeka zvaanoda chikabudura chishoti sevanomira paMidlands Hotel memuchiti mwana musikana ari kubasa kupi, memuchiti uripi iye ari paMidlands akapfeka zvikabudura akamira na daddy sugar vana sugar daddy.
Tisu vaya vamakavinga kuzvishavani musi wa 16 October 2024 chirikadzi dzakanga dziita gumbomba gumbo mudondo. Saka ndiri kuti mweya wenyu ngauzorore nokuti zvose zvakapera nezvinhu zvamakatipa iye zvino taakuita maproject mukadzi wese aakuzvishandira. Tavana magroups nezvikwata zvikwata zvakawanda muno muShurugwi. Regai kuhla chirikadzi, regai kunyara nadzo nokuti zvose takasiya. Tava kufamba tsepete tsepete tsepete.
Another woman highlighted the importance of personal hygiene and encouraged fellow women to keep their surroundings clean at all times. Another inspiring part of the program was the emphasis on promoting unity among family members. Youths also weighed in, sharing teachings on various topics. After the engagement session, Dr. Mnangagwa distributed food hampers and mealie meal to the elderly and people living with disabilities. The Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Midlands Province, Comrade Owen Ncube, commended the program.
Amai vedu nokuda kwemabasa avo avanoita pamwe neAngel of Hope Foundation abatanidza mhuri yose yeZimbabwe asimudzira mararamiro eshirikadzi nerera vakaremara nevaya vose vanotarisirwa pasi. Vana baba nana mai, isu semhuri yeMidlands Province tinopupura mabasa anoitwa namai mudzimai wemutungamiriri wenyika kusvika kumatunhu ose enyika.
Chief Nema also paid glowing tribute to the First Lady for her life-transforming initiatives, saying she is leaving no one and no place behind.
Ndakambofunga kuti ivo mai venyika vari kurenetsana nazvivana zvomumarodhizvi handakuziva kuti vanobatsira nyika saizvozvo. Ndakazosvikawo pakuti nezuro chaiye ndakafushira wangu weukama akaburawa namadrugs iwawa. Saka ndo pandakazobvuma kuti nyaya iri kuitwa naamai venyika ngaibatiwe namasimba.
The First Lady's community engagement program once again brought people together, providing a platform for knowledge sharing and growth. As the people of Shurugwi dispersed, they carried with them valuable lessons and a renewed sense of purpose. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Shurugwi.
The Association of Zimbabwe Recyclers is seeking collaboration with Geopomona Waste Management to improve waste management in Zimbabwe. More in the following report.
To date, nearly 400,000 tons of waste has so far been collected by Geopomona Waste Management Company through its door-to-door refuse collection program, as well as the clearance of illegal heaps of dumps in Harare. The project has so far attracted many stakeholders in terms of how it has transformed the nation's waste management framework. And this time, the Association of Zimbabwe Recyclers took time to tour the several phases of the project, promising to partner Geopomona in waste management.
I just cannot tell you how wonderful this past 2 hours has been. Very educational, and it's like a first world country operation. And from the waste, right from the very beginning, we went all around and saw how it operates, the fact that the vehicles are now coming into Harare and their own vehicles and collecting waste. And I think that the operation is going from strength to strength.
To be on site today and see what's happened over really a very short time of the first developments. We were a part of the fire committee on the previous dump site, and to see what's being developed in really close on like 4 years, it's unbelievable from the beginning to the end. Being here at the SADC walk through and the First Lady's lunch, and now to even see what's happened in just a year of the opening of the sorting plant, the central garage, and everything that we've seen.
Apart from the waste management side of things, Geopomona is also well known for having world-class sports facilities, including a FIFA-accredited soccer pitch, as well as modern basketball and tennis courts. But the company is also adding another magnificent feature at this once filthy dump site in the form of a modern restaurant, which is said to improve the ambience of this place.
This restaurant which you are seeing is the best restaurant in Zimbabwe. State of the art, which meet international standards. People who are going to come here are going to receive VIP people to come and dining and relax in a former dump site, so that they appreciate the transformation which has been happening here. Before, the place was a avoided place. No one want to live here, no one want to stay here, but now we're showing to the people that it's now a livable place.
The company has set sights onto the next phase of the project, which is the construction of the waste-to-energy plant, and the groundbreaking ceremony to kickstart this phase will be conducted soon. Once complete, the plant is expected to produce at least 22 megawatts of electricity, which will be fed into the national grid. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
Now, the government has received a $9.4 million grant from the African Development Bank and the International Fund for Agricultural Development to ensure food self-sufficiency in the wake of the changing climate.
$9.4 million United States has been availed to the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development by the African Development Bank in partnership with the International Fund for Agricultural Development. Now, this grant will finance the Resilient Agriculture Cluster Project, an initiative meant to capacitate women, youth and rural communities in fighting the impacts of climate change. Now, speaking on the sidelines of a national validation workshop which was consolidating inputs from stakeholders across this sector, the Chief Director for Business Development, Market and Trade in the Ministry of Agriculture said this initiative is in line with the National Development Strategy 2, particularly Pillars 2, 5 and 7.
The project is about creating climate resilience. It is in line with our agri-food systems and rural transformation strategy, particularly the pillars of productivity, rural industrialization and climate resilience.
A final report is expected to be tabled before the AFDB board for appraisal in March this year, as the Resilient Agricultural Cluster Project will run from 2026 to 2030.
We want to make sure that the target recipients that are going to receive the funding
that there's going to be a difference in their lives, that agriculture is going to increase, that the youth are going to be targeted, and we'll be able to create markets.
The Resilient Agriculture Cluster Project will focus on 3 primary issues: irrigation rehabilitation, climate smart farming, and rural value chain expansion. As such, the International Fund for Agricultural Development believes the nation can turn climate change into an opportunity.
Climate change is affecting the country, and it's particularly smallholder producers. This is a reality. So it's not anymore an emergency situation that happens once in a while. So farmers need to deal on a daily basis with the impact of climate change. So this project aims to support them.
The Resilient Agriculture Cluster Project, which is building on the successes of the Smallholder Agriculture Cluster Project running from November 2021 to December 2027, represents a key step in aligning Zimbabwe's agricultural sector to the international climate change adaptation priorities. Panache Nagoli, ZBC News, Harare.
Preparations for National Youth Day commemorations set for Igava Training Center in Marondera next month are now in full throttle as the day draws nearer.
It was a hive of activity in Mashonaland East as the province prepares to host the National Youth Day commemorations to be held at Igava Training Center in Marondera, with the rehabilitation of roads and construction works underway. In an interview after assessing progress at the venue, the Minister of Youth Empowerment, Development and Vocational Training, Honorable Tinoma Chakaire, who is also the ZANU-PF Secretary for Youth Affairs, said the event will mark a significant milestone in promoting youth empowerment and skills development. He indicated a groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa Vocational Training Center will headline the youth event.
Gorerino, 21st February 2026. Dei redu revechidiki richange richiitwa kuno kuMashonaland East Province. Baba vaMnangagwa ndo vanenge vari guest of honor vedu. Saka pano paIgava Training Center pachange pachiparurwa youth training center itsva nevocational training center itsva. So ndosaka muri kuona mishini inovhura iri kuita basa. Toda kuprepare kuti Ministry of Youth Empowerment, Development and Vocational Training ikwanise kuve ine nzvimbo dzinotrainwa vana vechidiki nedzinodzidziswa vana vechidiki mabasa eruzivo, mabasa enyika yedu.
Government outlined the key preparatory works ahead of the big day.
As you can see, we have got the scope of works in motion. There is going to be an unprecedented gathering in terms of the numbers and morale. And secondly, this is all in preparation for the first and only vocational training center that's going to have a groundbreaking by His Excellency. It's going to be named Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa Vocational Training.
As a ministry, we are providing the basic capacitation for youth. In this particular case, this Igava Vocational Training Center Business Unit will be the epicenter for induction of the youth that will come for training, so that agriculture is conducted as a business.
The National Youth Day commemorations were set aside to reinforce government's vision of a skilled, empowered and productive youth driving Zimbabwe's development agenda. Kenya's Chivuje, ZBC News, Marondera.
Well, Kenya's report and others are found on our website. You can visit, it's www.zbcnews.co.zw.
You can also visit our X handle, that is at ZBC News Online. You can also follow us on Facebook and our YouTube channel, that is ZBC News Online.
On the other side of this bulletin, we will be looking at your business news. We also have the arts and entertainment, and later it will be a look at sport, where Ziffa is launching the first ever nationwide Junior League program. Be sure to join us for that and more.
The Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development, Honorable Advocate F.T. Mona, Deputy Minister, Honorable J.K. Sako, Permanent Secretary, Engineer J.P. Makumbe, management and staff wish to extend warmest and most sincere congratulations to Dr. George Munyaradzi Manyaya on his distinguished appointment as the Chief Executive Officer of the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority. This appointment recognizes your proven leadership, strategic vision, and commitment to national development. We note this with pride as you are not only chairman of the Zinara board but have also served key entities under our ministry, including the Civil Aviation Authority and Airports Company of Zimbabwe. Your institutional knowledge, integrity, and dedication have greatly advanced Zimbabwe's transport infrastructure. We are confident you will bring the same transformative leadership to the vital tourism sector. We look forward to synergies between transport and tourism under your guidance and wish you immense success in this new role. Makorokoto, congratulations, Amhlope.
Fire Net One. Every $10 recharge brings you closer to amazing prizes including smart TVs, cell phones, and the grand prize solar kit. See Net One online platforms for details.
Feel the fun. Enjoy. See Ajabula. Enjoy.
Terms and conditions apply. Net One, the world in one.
A historic milestone is underway. It's the first temple of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Zimbabwe opens its doors to members of the public. This rare open house invites people from all backgrounds to step inside and feel the peace, beauty, and purpose of this sacred place. From 22 January to 7 February 2026, residents and visitors alike are all welcome. Come and see the Harare Zimbabwe Temple at 65 Enterprise Road, Harare.
When shopping, Zinks counts every cent, so he pays for groceries, not bags, because bags are not groceries. If smart choices mean a great deal to you, get a Dunked Crunch Burger, 1-piece original recipe chicken, small chips, and a 330ml drink for only $8.50. Now, that's how you box clever.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. You're still watching the main news. Now, the 56-year-old truck driver who caused a road traffic accident that claimed 17 lives along Seki Road in Harare last year has been sentenced to an effective 5 years in prison. The details.
Desire Madiviko was convicted of culpable homicide after a full trial at Chitungwiza Magistrates Court. The court heard that Madiviko was driving at excessive speed when he lost control of his truck. The vehicle overturned and landed on a commuter omnibus, resulting in the death of 17 passengers. The National Prosecuting Authority said Madiviko's conduct amounted to gross negligence. He was initially sentenced to 7 years in jail with 2 years suspended for 5 years on condition of good behavior, which means he will serve an effective prison term of 5 years. He was also prohibited from driving all other classes of vehicles for 2 years, and all his existing driving licenses were cancelled. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
Now, the Parliament of Zimbabwe is leading massive transformation of the Gwanda Old People's Home with a solar system and a clinic established at the home.
Wow, the Holy Bible says, as for our years, in them are 70, and if in strength 80 years, yet in their strength labor and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we fly away. It is in the nature of things for people to become more accepting of the imperfect state of the world and two facts that aging and death are part of life. It is that imperfect state of the world that makes it difficult for us to know who will take care of us when we age and who will bury us when we die. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Advocate Jacob Mdenda, had this in mind when he initiated the rehabilitation of Gwanda Old People's Home and sourced a consignment of groceries.
Ngoba bakhona abanye athi befuna ukuthi bezohlala ngapha bephumulele ngapha kodwa izindlu zilutshwana. So iboard lisebenza le council kumele liqalise kathesi to start planning for the expansion of this home so that more and more abazali bethu
The inmates here at the Gwanda Old People's Home are appreciative of the gesture by Parliament.
Mina engikuthandayo isenzo esenziwe nguhulumende ukuba namhlanje sihlezi ngendaweni ezinje la nxa sigula sesibona nguhulumende amaphilisi evela ngapha indawo zonke sizokuphila.
Nimazi tugeza tukugona pabwino atipasa masidibedi zokudya ndisija zibhaja tuthokoza Mulungu athandisi.
Ngibone kulilanga elihle lesikhathi esihle sithethweyo ukuzohlonipha abazali bethu namuhla.
Parliament has renovated the Gwanda Old People's Home, installed a solar system and handed over food hampers. Government, under the leadership of President Emmerson Mnangagwa, has introduced a cocktail of measures to deal with food deficiencies in communities, chief among them food distribution in rural communities and cash transfers in urban communities. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Gwanda.
The ZANU-PF Masvingo provincial leadership is targeting to accelerate empowerment initiatives across the province, with several programs set to be rolled out this year benefiting women and youth.
Unity of purpose, peace and development was the rallying call when the Masvingo ZANU-PF provincial leadership met for their first provincial coordinating committee meeting this Friday. And on top of their priority list was the acceleration of empowerment programs
as the Revolutionary Party moves to fulfill the mantra of leaving no one and no place behind in the developmental agenda.
Programs akati one day atichaita mwakafanana kuti madzimai achaenda kuma districts kumusha kune madzimai vachiinda ikoko toda kuti vaende vakatakura huku vakatakura zvakasiyana siyana zvavanondoitisa madzimai nokundovadzidzisa nyaya dzemukando.
President vedu vaMnangagwa vatipa empowerment programs akawanda kubva tichive neNew Dispensation. Asi dambudziko rinogona kuvepo nderekuti kana mukaita zvinhu izvozvo mumwe nemumwe ari kwake zvinogona kuzopa kukonana kwevanhu.
Masvingo Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Ezra Chadzamira, took time to give an outlook of government programs in the province.
Takwanisa kucontribute 20% to the national GDP. Kune development ye 30,000 hectares iri kurimwa under DTZ kumanets range. Inoda ichasimudzira zvikuru nyaya dzefood security. Tinotenda president wedu nebasa guru ravari kutiitira.
Politburo member Comrade Lafmo Matuke said the party is ready to implement resolution number 1.
Slogans akaitwa, and the time of slogan is now over. Takuita iri real because now the government and the party is now ready kuti ichinoita kuti resolution into practice. Saka muchaona kuti in the next few weeks vanoverenga mapepa nevanoteerera news nyaya iyoyo inenge yakutanga kuti ichipinda mucabinet iende kuparliament haisati ichiri secret.
Meanwhile, Masvingo Province has recommended the co-option of Comrade Matthias Tongofa of Chizi North into the Central Committee to replace the late Comrade Elasto Madzingira.
Masvingo Province has set the tone for 2026 and they say they are ready to ensure that every party member benefits from the empowerment initiatives. Fungai Jachi, ZBC News, Masvingo.
Now, the government has acknowledged the important role of traditional leaders in fighting social vices and promoting peaceful coexistence and preservation of local culture. This is coming out during the installation of Chief Mudzimu Irema in Chihota, Marondera district.
It was a colorful event in Chihota area of Marondera district as the Chief Mudzimu Irema, born Edmo Chirande, was installed. The Minister of Local Government and Public Works, Honorable Daniel Gagwe, emphasized that chiefs remain at the forefront in combating social ills, protecting the environment and community values.
Mambo wedu wemadzimambo wakagara huripo. Ndivo vaititungamirira, ndivo vanetsika nemagariro. Dzatakunzi nasu uno nemutungamiri wenyika. Itai kuti madzimambo vatungamirire kudzoredza tsika nemagariro edu munyika yekwedu, nyika yechipikirwa, nyika yeZimbabwe. Madzimambo, torai kuti riite basa renyu rekudzivirira njodzi yekuti vana vanoroorwa, vanasikana vanoroorwa nguva isati yakwana. Asi mukuremekedza mwanasikana ngatichengetedzezve mwanakomana kuti abve kufurirwa kutora zvinodhaka zvauraya ramangwana renyika ino.
The Chiefs Council noted that traditional leaders are both cultural leaders and agents of development as well as social cohesion, whose authority should be respected.
Tichabata na Mambo Mudzimu Irema zvakazara kuti tione kuti muno mudunhu raMambo Mudzimu Irema vachabata zvakanyanya mudunhu rino kuti rive rinogara rine runyararo.
Ngicela ukuthi kungabi lelinye ilanga ngizokuthiwa eMashonaland East alisahloniphi izinduna zenu elizihlonipha kangaka.
Mashonaland East Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Advocate Itai Ndudzo, who was represented by Deputy Director in his office, Mr. Ignatius Mungure, described the traditional leaders as agents of national development.
Tinotarisira kuti utungamiriri hwenyu huchabatsirana nemamwe madzimambo mukusimudzirwa nemukuzasikiswa kwedonzo remutungamiriri wenyika, chiroto cheVision 2030.
The Mudzimu Irema chieftainship rotates among 4 royal houses, namely Masawi, Nyamunu, Beredzo and Masekera, with the Masekera house providing the new leader. The new traditional leader replaces Chief Mudzimu Irema, born Patrick Muchenje, who died in 2021. Kenya's Chivushe, ZBC News, Marondera.
Main News takes a breather. We will be back with some more updates.
Siamiso Trust invites former gold mine workers and their families to check if they can lodge a claim for compensation. This applies to mine workers with permanent lung damage from silicosis or TB that they got while doing risk work between 12 March 1965 and 10 December 2019. For claim lodgement and benefit medical examination appointments, call Baines Occupational Health Services. For other information, contact the Siamiso Trust on 0027 105 006 186.
At CBZ Bank, we understand the unique challenges and needs of those in the mining sector. So we offer a comprehensive suite of financial services tailored specifically for this sector. Our lease finance scheme lets you easily acquire heavy mining equipment without breaking the bank. And with value chain financing, we help streamline your operations by providing funds for input suppliers and buyers within your supply chain. Need extra cash flow? Our overdraft facilities are here to help bridge any gaps in capital while you wait on payments from clients or investors. But that's not all. We also provide insurance services to protect against unexpected events that could disrupt your business, risk advisory and financial advisory services to ensure wise investments and strategic planning. CBZ Bank, is committed to helping you succeed in the dynamic mining world. Trust us to be your partner every step of the way. CBZ Bank, partners for success. Jiriku Fire Net 1. Every $10 recharge brings you closer to amazing prizes including smart TVs, cell phones, and the grand prize solar kit. See Net1 online platforms for details.
Feel the vibe. Enjoy. See Ajabula. Enjoy.
Terms and conditions apply. Net1, the world in one.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory. With more, because we got you. You get it? We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone. With an upgrade on us, just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
Welcome back. Now in the entertainment world, the ZBC Top 50 Awards held in Harare this Thursday celebrated 2025's musical champions and reignited the push for a fully fledged ZBC TV music channel. We get that report from Farai Gwaze.
Thank you, Mukuze. Thank you, Cha. Murovere maoko murune muritso.
Donato Calvin, Dorato Power. Prize money $2,300 US.
The discussion with one of the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation directors in charge of engineering, and has assured us that we have technical capacity and mobility to be able to run ZBC TV music, where all musicians can contribute to the development of our country, to our identity, to our heritage, where all producers in terms of content creation can also contribute towards more and more content. But what is the missing link for us to be able to relaunch our music, television, and radio channel? It is lack of content, and it is the responsibility of each and every content creator and musician to contribute towards this worthy national cause.
Shumba, 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 yeah. No, mama. Ashizi izi kugomuka wozito, dorato. Mananga matete.
Right, some of the highlights from the ZBC Top 50 Awards that were held in Harare yesterday. You also heard from the guest of honor there, Dr. Jennifer Muskwere, speaking about plans that might be in the offing to have a fully fledged musical channel here on ZBC TV. Now, religious organizations and the business community are set to leverage on the upcoming International Business Seminar to forge partnerships in line with government's economic development agenda.
Government's drive to grow the economy received added support from the church as the princess from Eswatini's royal kingdom, Her Highness Princess Nancy Nxeke, arrived in the country ahead of a church-hosted international business seminar.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm looking forward to it. And I told the bishop I came to be empowered here at the conference. Then I have a little bit something to share.
The International Business Expo, organized as a collaborative platform for the church, entrepreneurs and investors, aims to align the church's role with government's broader economic objectives.
The business conference summit that is happening on Sunday is going to bring the business gurus, the tycoons, the likes of myself, Mr. George Munengwa, Dr. Rhinos Mautsa, and also we engaged the Eswatini royal family to allow us to bring Princess Nxeke Nxeke, Her Highness, for this masterpiece seminar, because she is a lady who believes in business and empowering other people.
We want to empower the church, through entrepreneurs who are going to come together to just share wisdom on how to make money, because we have realized that in the church, most of our church members, they concentrate on the spiritual party, but yet the Bible said money answers all things. So which means that is exactly why we managed to gather people in this conference so that they can learn on how to make money.
The event also underscores the growing role of the church and the business community in fostering global trade partnerships. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
Main News takes a break. Join us after for some more news updates.
On weekdays, Greg leaves La Vida low-key. And on weekends, La Vida Loca. If smart choices mean a great deal to you, get a Dunked Crunch burger, a one-piece original recipe chicken, small chips, and a 330ml drink for only $8.50. Now, that's how you box clever.
A historic milestone is underway. It's the first temple of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Zimbabwe opened its doors to members of the public. This rare open house invites people from all backgrounds to step inside and feel the peace, beauty, and purpose of this sacred place. From 22 January to 7 February 2026, residents and visitors alike are all welcome. Come and see the Harare Zimbabwe Temple at 65 Enterprise Road, Harare.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory. With more, because we got you. You get it? You know that we got kicks, we got scores, we got action, we got roars. It's my specialty. We got drama, we got fun. We got more for everyone, with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. Now, Zimbabwean artisans are ready to fly the national flag high at the prestigious Saraj Kund International Craft Mela, which gets underway this Saturday in India.
With Zimbabwe set to participate at the 39th Suraj Kund International Crafts Mela here in Faridabad, India, artisans who will be flying the country's flag high are excited to have been chosen to represent the country on a global stage.
Ndinotenda government hurumende yeZimbabwe iri kupromota nokusimudzira maartisti vavese vabati vanoita mabati yamaoko kubva nyika yedu yekuZimbabwe kusvika kuno kuIndia kuti tizokwanisa kutengesa tichiratidzira mubato wamaoko nokuratidzawo mavezero nemabatiro atinoita.
Ndakauya kuno kuIndia nenyaya yebeadwork. Ndinogadzira a variety of things, my handbags, bracelets, earrings, table maids.
Kutamba kwatichaita kunoku kuchaita kuti vari kuno vanzwe kufarirawo culture yedu yeZimbabwe.
The country's continued participation at the Suraj Kund International Crafts Mela is testament of the great relations that Zimbabwe and India enjoy.
Thank you for affording Zimbabwe this window of opportunity. It
It is my wish that this 2026 we will see India in the sunshine as we continue to implement our Memorandum of Understanding.
It is a vibrant chapter in the long and enduring story of friendship between India and Zimbabwe. Our nation shares a bond that stretches back centuries, moving through the threads of history, commerce and shared aspirations.
The Suraj Khund International Crafts Mela is recognized as the world's largest craft fair. The 2-week-long festival is set to run until the 15th of February. Lisa Correa, ZBC News, Faripadat, India.
All right, and that is our look at the arts. Let's now take a look at your sport. Now, the Zimbabwe Young Chevrons face a must-win showdown against Bangladesh in their final Super 6 match of the ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup at Harare Sports Club tomorrow.
Zimbabwe's pride is on the line as they are set to face off against the familiar foes Bangladesh in the final match of the Super 6 tomorrow. And this match promises to offer high stakes as the Young Chevrons, they need to salvage their first win of the tournament as well as bragging rights on home soil. But you never know, Bangladesh might spoil the party and force for a win. So Zimbabwe have been struggling in this tournament as they currently anchors at the bottom of Group 2 without a point, and that they would need to end this tournament on a high note following their consecutive defeats to England as well as Pakistan in the group stage matches, and their recent 204-run defeat to 5-time champions India in the Super 6 stage. All is set for the captain Nasibarasham Zengerere, Dhruv Patel, Michael Blignot, Tatenda Chimugoro as well as Leroy Achuaula, who makes up a formidable squad of the Young Chevrons to turn things around. Now back in today's business, Afghanistan and England, they cruised to their victories in their respective matches to book the semi-slots as here at Harare Sports Club. Afghanistan won by 161 runs against Ireland, while across the capital at Queen's Sports Club in Bulawayo, England won by 65 runs against New Zealand. Now the remaining slot in the semi-final is left for the 5-time champions India when they face off against Pakistan on a Sunday, as the semi-finals are scheduled to kick off on the 3rd of February. Anna Shembrombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
Manica Diamonds are stepping up preparations for the 2026 Castle Premier Soccer League season with a busy transfer window as they look to revamp their squad after signing 8 new players.
The Jam Boys are moving decisively to reinforce their squad as they blend experience with youthful talent in a bid to turn around their fortunes. Among the notable additions are former Bigita Minerals trio of Bigita Mera, Pascal Shumbaimwe and Fitzgerald Banda, who are joined by former FC Platinum midfielder Polyester Shoko and Yada striker Tanaka Chikumba. The Mutare side has also signed former Herentals midfielder Kelvin Bingala from Botswana's Orapa United, former Harare City top goal scorer Marlon Mziriri, as well as a promising youngster Daryl Zulu from Rusunungogo High School, who represented the country at the COSAFA Under-17 tournament last year. The new recruits arrived following a tense 2025 campaign in which Manica Diamonds narrowly avoided relegation on the final day, eventually finishing 10th on the log. Meanwhile, the Jam Boys are set to travel to Triangle for a 10-day preseason camp where the focus will be on team cohesion and building a competitive unit for the upcoming season. Anna Shemorombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
And that there, our look at sport. The weather report and forecast is next.
Good evening, Zimbabwe, and welcome to tonight's weather report and forecast of Well, looking at some of the conditions that we had pockets of moisture over the north, giving us more of those isolated showers in places like Gorove as well as Gokwe, but still this dry air mass over the interior of the country, giving us less in terms of precipitation, suppressing most of the moisture. Even the entrance of moisture over the south was also suppressed, not giving us much in terms of the projected rain and drizzle. And with that, we had mostly partly cloudy conditions over the interior parts of the country. And however, this dryness still persists for much of this period, giving us more of the clear skies for the bulk of the night into the early hours of tomorrow. So for much of the rainfall, we're still projecting it over the extreme northern parts because of the intertropical convergence zone, which we're still expecting to be still effective as we get into the month of February. And we're still expecting a bit of sunshine in the interior. We're expecting warmer conditions than of late, but still pockets of moisture cannot be ruled out, giving us a few thundery showers in some parts of the country. But for tonight, most of our temperatures are suppressed, especially along the main watershed. We were expecting a few 13s in areas such as Gweru. The eastern parts of the country as well should also have those suppressed temperatures, but along the Zambezi and Limpopo valleys, we're expecting the temperatures to rise to about 13 areas such as Gwanda, as well as Cheredzi, as well as along the Zambezi Valley, we're expecting a few 30s, but for Bulawayo, we're expecting a maximum of 29, rising to about 30 and 32 for much of the period as we get into next week. So we're still expecting sunny skies also for Matopo. We're expecting a few 30s in Sunday and onwards. And for Gwanda, we're still expecting most of our temperatures to be in the lower 30s with mostly sunny skies projected there. So we still urge you to keep hydrated during those hot afternoons. For Gweru, we're expecting also our maximums to reach about 30 around Monday, and we're still expecting more sunny skies. Masvingo also projected the same with clear skies for much of the period, brief cloudy periods around the end of next week. From Mutare, we're expecting sunny skies for much of the week. Gets cloudier as we get into Friday as moisture returns. For Nyanga, we're still expecting sunny skies with brief cloudy periods around Friday as well next week. And for Marondera, we're still expecting more moisture from Wednesday onwards and more of the sunny skies for much of this weekend. Same for Harare, we're still expecting brief cloudy periods here and there, but this shouldn't yield much for this week. Kadoma also projected the same with more of the clear skies here and there. And for Chinhoyi, we're still expecting brief sunny periods. And for Victoria Falls, more of the sunshine into the weekend. So if you happen to be there, please enjoy the falls. For Lupani, we're still expecting also that sunshine into the weekend. For Bindura, brief cloudy periods here and there. And Oshawa too cannot be ruled out because of the entrance of the ITCZ. And for Kariba, we're still expecting brief cloudy periods here and there, but more of the sunshine and hot afternoon. That's it from the weather desk. It's back to the news desk.
Well, thanks to James Ngoma there and the entire team at the Meteorological Services Department for bringing us the weather. Ready for the weekend?
Definitely. I love Fridays.